Love you.
All right. Well, welcome to What's in the Bag. Welcome to What's in the Bag, where we give the voice to the voiceless and we let you say whatever is on your mind. My name is Marvina and I am your host. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning to everybody. Welcome to Early Morning Coffee, Saturday Morning Coffee with Marvina. Hello, good morning, good morning. I am so
Good morning.
I am so full this morning. I am so full. I'm just going to be honest, what's in my bag this morning. I am so full. Well, let's go ahead on and we're going to get on with this. I'm sorry. I'm emotionally full right now. Just so much going on.
Yes, it is.
So much going on. And I can't sugarcoat it. I'm not going to get on here trying to act like I'm happy today and all of that, because let me tell you something. There's so much going on. And if y'all don't feel this,
that's right.
All the things that's going on right now, and this topic we're going to talk about, I believe that we need to understand, at least get an understanding of illness, of what this mental stuff is about. And I am excited to do this because I just want to know what's going on. Get a little insight on what's going on in the mental part of people and what's in the situation. Well, let me tell you right now what's in my bag, in my cup. I got my same coffee, Kroger's Donut Brand coffee. I got my coffee today, it's good. And I ain't even gonna lie to y'all today. I put a little cup of sugar, a tablespoon of sugar in it.
You need that sugar this morning.
I needed it. Okay,
I understand.
I needed it. And okay, and also here's my BFF, Yvonne.
Good morning. And like Marvina, I'm smiling to hide my tears and my frustration. I don't have coffee this morning. I needed some water. I got to get my water intake in. So drinking some water, this Circle bottle, and it really is good, and I'm enjoying it.
We want to talk about, because I really would like to share that. Okay, so y'all, let's go ahead on and let me tell you about our topic. Well, let's get a little insight on our topic today. It gives me great pleasure to introduce this person and what she's getting ready to share with us, to give us some awareness of mental issues that's happening now. We saying in our community, every community is our community.
Every community. I feel like it's a huge stigma in our community, but it's everywhere.
It's everywhere. So we need to understand what's going on, a little bit of understanding the illness understanding some things about what's going on. And it brings me great pleasure to do this, to introduce this woman, this my I don't even have words to say, because she's just she's been my light. She's been my one day we will explain this thing, but she's been there. She was the one. And to see her grow into the woman that she is, because she just makes me proud, to be a Clay, to be a Clay. Um, well, I'm going to just not get for all this emotional, and I'm going to introduce y'all to one of the famous in my the Clays. Kathy, Kathy Clay.
Hey,
Hey,
Good
girl.
morning. Good morning.
good morning. How are
And
you doing?
welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you
Yes,
so much.
ma'am. This is a
Yes,
pleasure. This is
thank
such a
you.
pleasure. This is a
Well,
pleasure. I just wanted to ask you, girl. I just want to ask you today, what's in your bag? What's in your bag?
now I got a lot of stuff in my bag today. But today we're going to talk a little bit about, the stigma of mental health in our African American community, as well as um, I'm not going to I can't diagnose people I don't know. So, but I can speak to the pain and the frustration that we carry as a society, based on our observations of, the more recent shootings. Um,
Yes. Woo.
yeah. So, so I'm just really briefly
Mm,
about about American, I'm Lord, about mental health. And I'm not calling it mental illness, because it's really not about mental illness. It's about mental health. Okay.
that's
So
right.
sometimes, and I love this show. I love the name of the show, What's in the Bag. I remember Marvina and I talking about it right before she started doing this wonderful work. And, we spoke a little bit yesterday, and I said, sometimes, we have, while we have, our giftings and our talents in our bags and all of those things, but often we also have some things in our bags that are not that advantageous for us.
Right.
Some of us
Hmm.
have trauma, in our bag. Some of us have
That's right. Yes.
abuse, in our bag. Sometimes some of us have indescribable pain, emotional pain in our bags. Sometimes there's depression in the bag. Sometimes there is suicidal thoughts in our bag. Sometimes there's homicidal thoughts in our
Yeah.
bag, right? But the question becomes, what do we do when our bag is full of things that we are afraid to share, that we're
Mm,
ashamed to share? What do we do with the things that are in our bag that are too painful to discuss with anyone? Right?
Yes.
right.
How do I tell, about a molestation, that my uncle or my daddy did? Who do I tell that to? Who do I tell that I have anxiety and I don't sleep, ever?
Right.
Where is it a safe place? Well,
Right.
I've got good news. There are several safe places for that. But more
Yeah.
importantly, I want you to know that there's help for those things
Mm,
in your life that you feel are helpless. Mental health, going to a therapist is like going to a oncologist if you have a diagnosis of cancer, right? We don't have a problem seeking out medical care. So why do we have a problem seeking out mental health care when our souls, our emotions,
that's right.
our psychology, when that's been, damaged. I know in our church, it's, oh baby, just, God's got it. God, you just go to God. And I'm not saying prayer doesn't work, because
Yes.
prayer absolutely works.
Yes, it does.
Yes.
Know that.
Yes.
Know
Right.
that.
Absolutely works. And no, God don't need no help. We do. And I believe that everything that we need for life and for holiness and for happiness is already in the earth, right? Because if God said, Jesus was the counselor, right?
Right.
That's
Almighty,
right. Yes.
he's almighty counselor. So
Right.
right there, we know that counselors are in the Bible. No,
Right.
I'm
That's
not
Right.
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 Jesus Christ, but we know that the idea of going to someone for counsel, right, is biblical. Okay,
Right.
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 this is the appearance of it, right?
Right.
Um,
Right.
so but for us, for our community, we live, in homes where, we don't tell, you don't tell our business,
That's
you know,
right.
Right. Yeah.
right? So we right away at probably the age of 2 understand how to hold family secrets that
That's
are,
right.
that are harming us,
Right.
Mhm.
So we've grown up with this shame and with this pain. And again, where do we carry that? And so then we start seeing
Right.
behaviors, right? Want you to
Hmm.
understand that what we experience creates behaviors. Sometimes women become very, sexually advanced very early. Why? Why is a 10-year-old, wanting to have sex?
Right.
Male or female. Okay. Why is, sister, Carol, why is she always acting so crazy? Why she don't never sleep? Why is she always running? Why is she doing this? Why is she doing that? But more importantly, how can I deal with my depression?
Right.
Days, like this, it feels like there's a cloud over my head. Well, you don't have to suffer by yourself. There's
Right.
no shame in the game of therapy. Okay.
Right.
As a therapist, I have a therapist, okay, because it is
Mhm.
important to have a space,
Right.
and I always tell people, where in the world can you go and talk about yourself for 1 hour?
Just
Yes.
yes. Yes. Yes. Because
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's an awesome opportunity to just get some things off in a safe environment, a non-judgmental environment. It's just something that as a community we should be taking advantage of, and we
Right.
don't.
Right.
And
Right.
I know that we fight against so many systems, like I like to call it, like so many systems have been weaponized to our destruction. You know,
Right.
Yes. Yes.
medical
Hmm.
systems, prison systems. They have been weaponized for our demise, right?
Right.
And so this mental health or therapy, I'm going to say now,
Right.
is weaponized. Is helps you to become weaponized to endure the
Yes.
hardships of life. It gives
Yes.
Yes.
a different perspective on how you're viewing things. It gives
Right.
room for healing of emotional deep hurts that have happened to you at no fault of your own. And
Right.
sometimes they happen at some fault of our own, right?
Right.
But
Right.
Right. Hmm.
to have that atmosphere where it's judgment free, where you can really put everything on the table and get the help that you need to stop your hurt. You know,
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
not
I mean, I got a question for you. Do you
yes.
think that like if a person doesn't really come to you
Mhm.
and talk to a person, that is there signs that people can pick up that a person really needs this help? Because I mean, I'm saying this because I believe that if a lot of these children, anybody, but I'm just saying children,
Mhm.
it gets the help that they need while they're growing up,
Mhm.
they or by the time they turn 18, they shouldn't be wanting to shoot up stuff or kill each other or get
Mhm.
into it. Is there signs? I mean, I'm just being it. Is there signs
Yeah.
and what do you look
Feeling
for?
like the warning signs. The
What is
warning
the
signs are
warning
there.
signs? Is it there? Is it what do
Yeah.
you know? What have you taken from your experience with these children? What was some of the signs? What
Well, yeah, I think that I want to make sure I get the stories right. I think the Boston shooter, I don't recall his age, but that's different. The Boston shooter, I'm not too sure about the what was the second shooting?
In
Not Buffalo and excuse me, Buffalo
oh, but
and
it's so many
in Texas.
in
Texas.
Texas.
Okay.
Hmm.
So I'm not, so let me deal with the Texas one first because he was a young man. I think he was 18
They
and
both were.
they were
They
both
both were.
18. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Hmm.
I think that on the one side, the Buffalo, that was hate. Okay. And surely his family understood the implications of how they were raising that young man.
Right,
Okay.
Yeah.
You hate others because of race, creed, color, nationality. So
right,
that
Hmm.
was that was hate. There's nothing more to be said about that.
Right,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
right. That's
However,
it.
the Texas kid, they haven't released a lot of information. But if your question is more, if we could broaden the question a little bit, because I don't want to become, I'm not the expert on those.
Right. I got you.
But
I got
overall, I think that there's always signs and symptoms in people
Mm-hmm.
paying attention. You know, if suddenly a person becomes fixated, on something, something's got to be done, and I'm going to be the one to do it. There's rage, and then there's rage. Remember I said that certain systems have
Mm-hmm.
against us, right? So
Right. Mm-hmm.
given point, any of us could break to deal with the injustice in those systems.
Right.
But if it's a person that is expressing extreme disgust, and
right.
you've got to be willing to ask the question: are you thinking about doing something? Are you thinking,
Right.
Okay.
are you thinking about going out, buying a gun, and shooting up a place? Ask the
Okay.
question. But
Right.
It's but
But there's I'm sorry, Yvonne.
okay.
Once everything is shown that I was told that there was signs. He was killing animals. He were
Mhm.
doing things
Okay.
they
Yeah.
already knew that
But
he were doing, but no one said anything. The young
right.
man got to the point where before he did these things, he got both young men, both of them got on social media and
Mhm.
Yeah.
told what they were
Right.
doing.
Right.
Well.
I mean,
Well,
yeah. Yeah.
mhm. Well,
Go
this
ahead.
kind of leads back to what I was getting ready to say. As a parent, is part of, I think, and I'm trying to choose my words carefully. Is it where sometimes as parents we choose to see our kids in the best light, so we overlook the
Mm-hmm.
warning signs, the things that give us pause, and so
Yeah.
we don't speak on it because everybody wants to have a healthy, happy
You're
baby,
right. Right.
and they want their kids to grow up without any type of
Absolutely.
mental challenges or anything like that. So
Hmm.
we sometimes don't speak on it
Right.
when we should.
But
So
Absolutely.
I mean, even in school,
Hmm.
for instance, if a child is acting different, they're being bullied because
Hmm.
most of all
yeah,
of this, I'm sorry, we're going to. My best friend got online and she Googled shootings in school
Hmm.
and a list.
Yeah. It's a very, very
And
long.
I really want her to take out. I love to say this, but I need to take out. I wanted her to take out the time. And if you don't do all of them, just come out and just significant. Give some. At least listen. There was even in here schools that we know here
schools.
in
Yeah,
Georgia.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. I think that is.
My name is Lee Evans. I'm the 2022 Gwinnett
hold
County
on
Teacher
one
of the Year.
second.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, okay. I think that yes, there have been so many shootings, that we have not even been made aware of, and that's
Mhm.
you know how that what that goes to. But I think ideally, what we want to understand is that yes, there are those that do have signs and symptoms, right, of having a mental illness, and like Yvonne said, sometimes we want to think the best of our kids. Now that for me to speculate why people do mass shootings and things of that nature, I have no earthly idea.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
No earthly
Right.
idea. But I can tell you, signs, to look out in your own children and within your own self and your own family
yeah,
Exactly.
in terms of,
yeah,
Yes.
suicidal
Yes.
ideation. First of
Yes.
all, someone had mentioned in the comments that we need to normalize mental health. And that's so true. The same way that we
yes,
normalize diabetes at this point, we need to
right,
normalize mental health. So at the
Right.
end of the day, if you're struggling, you need to get the help that is available to you. You know,
Right.
so let's, going back to the earlier question, what are some of the signs? So let's say if a person is dealing with depression and and they lose the desire to do things that were at one time, fun for them. Like this your girl, Yvonne Marvina, y'all like to go out, y'all like to hang out, y'all like to, go to the pool or whatever. And then all of a sudden, Marvina's like, nah, I don't want to go. And it's okay, maybe 1 or 2 weeks,
yeah,
but suddenly it becomes this pattern. Well, what would you rather do? Oh, I just rather stay in the house. I really don't want to be bothered. And then you notice, Yvonne, that she's not toileting, she's not, keeping up hygiene.
yeah,
That is
yeah,
a sign of depression,
Yes.
hands down.
yes,
Yes.
That
Yes.
yes,
person needs help. Okay.
Yeah.
Anxiety, people will complain, I'm not sleeping at night. I feel very anxious. Sometimes like my heart races. Children now since 2020, the number
Yes.
of diagnosis for children with anxiety and depression has tripled since
Mm-hmm.
2020. And a lot of it is because of what they're seeing going on in the world.
Yeah.
2020 sparked it because they were being isolated. Even though they were social media kids, they still enjoyed that social contact. Yeah,
Right.
they were able to go to school. So it's very important that as your children are speaking to you and they may not have the words to articulate what it is that they're feeling, parents, mom, dad, sister, auntie, uncle, listen, because
That's
chances
right.
is that they are experiencing something that they need to learn how to deal with. And,
Yeah.
Yes.
and,
Yeah.
so please do not be dismissive of your sister, of your brother, of your uncle. Everybody has something that they are
Yeah.
dealing with.
Yes.
And
So
and I can speak from experience. I'm naked and not ashamed. And
yes.
because of my best friend, my BFF, I went to counseling. And when I tell you I went for like a year and a half.
Mhm.
And I had a lot of anger issues. And I can tell you, counseling helped me so much
Yes.
that it's like being a different person. I haven't had I get angry. I mean, I'm human, but
Right.
not to the explosive side that I
Right.
was.
Right.
Right.
And I applaud her for saying, because she was one of those. We got that relationship. If you're true friends,
Mhm.
your true friends should be able to come and say what they need to say to you, and you shouldn't take offense to it.
Yes. Absolutely.
And she took that chance and she stepped out there and said, "Girl, you need to get it together. What's going
That's
on with
because
you?"
I seen the signs.
Yeah,
That's
she
what I'm
did.
trying to get across.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Even if you're a teacher or you're a neighbor or you see something different about this child, there's
Mm-hmm.
signs there. You
Yes.
know, abuse in the house, something right. I mean, I ain't saying go around to like, oh girl, you ain't
Right.
talking to me now, go your mama. No, I'm not
Right.
saying I'm talking about
Yeah.
you in school, you realize this child in the corner ain't saying nothing,
Yes.
normally she's a bubbly person, you question it, you start seeing
Mhm.
stuff abnormal. Social media is a real way to find out about a lot of these children too. I wish they had a way
Yeah.
for them to be able to look at their social media account, to be
Yeah.
honest with you, while they're in school. School
Mhm.
age should be able to see their
Yeah.
social, see what they plotting on there. Because if this child was sitting around here killing animals and then going in there and getting rifles and
Mhm.
by the
Yeah. I
man,
mean,
that's
clearly, yeah. I mean, and we know that that's a sign of a sociopath in the making when kids start killing animals. At a
yes.
very young age.
But
But it doesn't
they know
always,
Yeah.
they
you know,
know about it.
but they
It's not,
knew
it
it.
wasn't a
And,
secret.
Right.
and
Now,
so,
one of our viewers have a great question for you, Kathy. They said, "How do you support people you suspect may have a mental illness?"
how do I support people I may suspect? Um, Well, I would, ask them. Well, it depends on the relationship, and
Mm-hmm.
how what does support look like for them? Like because some people, they know, what they need. Some
Right.
people don't. But I think that the biggest thing is to be there, to be present with empathy and not judgment.
Right.
Mm.
That's support.
Love. Wow.
Love
That's
that.
deep. That's deep.
Love that. Love that.
Yeah.
I like this right here. I'm sorry, I have to put it up there.
Yeah, like that too. Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
yes.
Yes. Yes.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Yes.
You hear me? And that's real.
And
That's
Yes.
and it goes back to there again, being aware, paying attention. And I say this, as a parent, you know your child.
Hmm.
As an adult, you should know the people that you hang around with. And like you said, pick up on the different changes.
Yes.
And I don't have a saying. I always say this, that the enemy puts before you what you want to see, and God puts before you what you need to see. You just have
Mhm.
to choose which picture you want to view.
exactly.
Mhm.
And I keep going back to this, that sometimes, because we don't want to admit that mom or dad is acting different, sister or brother's acting different. So sometimes we don't speak on it, especially in our community. And I
Yeah.
know for a fact that within my own family, we have some that are schizophrenic, and they don't want to take the medications because they feel that people are going to call, people are going to call them names, or think that they're crazy and things of that nature. And I tell them it is not even about that. It is not about that. And shame on people. Let me say this. If you know someone that has been diagnosed and they have some type of mental challenges, shame on you if you go around and you talk about them and you put them down
That's
and
a
you speak
whole
negatively about as opposed to giving them that
That's a whole
support.
nother conversation because I share
Yeah, shame on you.
anybody. Okay, I
You
like
got to
this
be that
question right
support.
here. Right here. What if
Yeah.
you are in denial and refuse help?
Well, it's like any other, health challenge. A person can be in denial about so many things. It's painful, yes, as a family member or a friend to witness a person that is, being challenged in that way. But it is their right, and again, all you can do is offer unconditional regard and love and empathy, and
Hmm.
make their environment feel safe, that one day they will be at that place to where it is comfortable. Because disclosing or acknowledging, right, that I have this issue, it's difficult.
Right.
And so when
Hmm.
I get new clients, come in and they sit in that chair, the first thing I do is congratulate them on making one of the hardest decisions they've had to make. Because
Right.
it wasn't so much that they got up that day, got in my car. It was the
Right.
fact that they got to a place in their mind that they said, okay, I need help with that. And that is a strength. That is not a weakness. That is
Yes.
strength, to be in that place, to be able to
Right.
acknowledge, okay, it's time for me to go out here and get some help,
Yeah.
right? And then
Yes.
for him to get in the car, to come sit in the seat, and to be, to expose, right? This exposure, it just feels so
Exactly.
naked, right? Like I'm
Exactly.
naked, but not ashamed. And
Exactly.
Yeah.
so what we can do for those that are, in denial, because again, it is difficult. Empathy, putting yourself in their place, understanding why they could be having this denial. What is the, why is
Yes.
it heavy
It's not
for them
easy. It
that
ain't easy to know something
yes.
wrong with you. You know,
Yeah. And
you don't want to know nothing. Tell somebody it's hard to take inventory, and
oh,
Yeah.
even when they have a mental issue, they don't think they not normal. I mean,
mhm.
everybody wants to feel normal.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, what is normal? And
What's
then
normal?
right, what
Exactly.
is normal, right?
But their normal is their
And
normal.
normal is for a person to act normal, my opinion, is a myth. People act the way they act because of
I,
experience,
You
right?
better say
they
that.
They
always think that.
behave the way they behave
Yes.
because of
Yes,
experience, because of
yes,
what they perceive, how they understand, how
feel
they
you,
come to know, how they come to learn.
feel
So
you. That's
normal
normal
is
to us.
not
Exactly.
in
So
my
Yes.
that's
book,
why it's so
right?
hard to feel like there's something wrong with
Right. Oh yeah.
you. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
that's the reason why.
Yeah.
Because if
Yeah.
they want to feel that their feelings about themselves is normal. So
And
how you
they
gonna
are for
tell
that
me
person.
something
Right.
wrong with you? I mean,
Right.
I ain't nothing wrong.
Right.
I mean, I'm just going back to
Yeah.
understand this because of my godson, when
Mm,
we found out,
Yeah.
his symptoms.
mm,
Nobody felt they just thought he was a bad kid.
Yeah.
But then they found out, he was tested and but I'm just saying it's hard to feel that you are not normal.
yeah. Yeah. And with kids, we dispel the word normal, in our sessions, and they create what they're normal, you know, like
Yeah.
it's especially when a kid is dealing with ADHD or autism,
Right,
or anxiety or
right,
depression. They create their own
Hmm.
system, what's
right.
normal for them. You know,
Yeah.
I might tie my shoes right to left, but if you tie your shoes left to right, then
Right.
guess what? That's your normal, and it's
That's your
okay.
normal. Yeah. Yeah. You are
So
absolutely correct.
Mentally, everybody thinks
normalizing unnormal behaviors really help children
right.
and adults live a healthy
Hmm.
life.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I just got to put this up here because some people are not in denial. They just don't realize what they're going through because to
Mhm.
them, it's an
Yeah.
everyday life
Uh,
situation.
Exactly.
That's what they,
Exactly.
I'll
that's
give
their
an
normal.
yeah, I'll give an example of that. Sometimes we get people that are mandated to come to therapy through the courts.
Mhm.
And
Hmm.
I have a young lady, and my question is, okay, what do you want to get out of therapy? And she says, well, nothing. I said, okay, because she didn't want to be there, so we can
Mhm.
talk. And so I'm doing, an assessment, which is just our first conversation. I'm asking questions to get to know her. And I said, so, have you had any traumatic events, in your life? And she says, no. And so I kind of paused, and I said, well, have you ever, been hit so hard that you had to go to the hospital? Yes. Okay. Can you tell me about that? And she began to tell me about that. Have you ever been, molested, sexually assaulted? Uh, no. Okay. Have you ever had sex and not wanted to? So I kept having to ask the question in a way that she would understand. So a lot of
Mm.
so the things in her life that we would find unappealing, excuse me, horrible, child abuse, were normal to her. And so when
Mm.
I asked her, have you ever been traumatized? No, because this was just part of life. You know,
Life. Wow.
Uncle, Paulie always came in the room at night. Okay. So
Mm. Okay.
she didn't know that that was rape until she was grown. Okay. So
Wow. Okay.
as in our community, as we live in this dysfunction, it within our, that don't tell rule, um,
Mhm.
live in that, it becomes our normal. This is the way we live in this dysfunction, right? This is that dysfunction, this could be a whole nother talk, goes from generation to generation to generation.
Yes.
We have
Whole
had
another subject. Whole
yeah,
another subject. We're gonna do
Mhm.
that too.
but but it is, important, imperative that the one, if you don't remember anything that I said today, that for those that are in your family, that you see your cousin, your brother, your whatever, and you think they're in trouble, offer, don't, what, something wrong with you, we need to go to, no, I
Right. Right.
might benefit, from speaking to someone, see,
Yes,
Right.
and come from that place of love and
yes,
empathy, compassion,
Mhm.
and all the things that you would need to be drawn in.
yes.
That is what we need to extend to
That's what we
those.
do.
And
Yes.
listen to children, listen, and to seniors, because again, those anxiety depression rates have tripled since 2020. We have an alarming rate of African Americans committing suicide, and we jumped
Yes.
maybe 6% in 14.
Yes,
Now we're over 18 to 20 some odd percent. That is,
Yes.
we need to be listening, watching, and not only listening, but we need to hear. Okay.
That's
And
right.
right. And we need to start helping people bring those things out of their bags that are causing them hurt or
yes,
causing them to engage in destructive behaviors, right?
yes,
Causing them to be in pain 100% of the time, to where they're self-medicating.
yes,
You need to extend the olive branch.
yes.
Yes.
Say
So,
that, girl.
Yes.
Girl, preach that thing.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, guys, you can see I put the suicide prevention hotline, or you want it, use it if
That's
you
right.
please.
yeah.
If you feel that there's a problem there, I don't. If you, and you tell us what would happens once they go on this.
Yeah, so again, you call this 800 number, an awesome person to pick up on the other line. They'll talk you through it. There's so many 800 numbers that we could have spent 20 minutes just giving you the numbers for
Yes,
resources, but there's so many resources, but this is an awesome resource. And then that second resource will certainly, if you're interested in seeking out therapy, will certainly help you to locate a therapist in your area. And NAMI, that National Alliance for Mental Illness, and it's another one, SHAMSA, which I forgot to give you.
it's
But
okay.
if you go Google therapist at this
Yes,
point, there's
yes,
so many,
yes.
and they're making it so much easier. There's telehealth going on, blah 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 blah. So
Yes.
yes, so
So
lots
there's
of
so much new. I mean, I just
Yeah.
felt I'm glad. I'm grateful, and I'm grateful that you took out this time and
course.
just
I,
gave us some awareness on this mental stuff. And I was really at the beginning. I got so emotional in the beginning. I was supposed to go ahead and talk and call out all my graduates. I really would like to do this. I want to just, just give credit where credit is due. And on What's in the Bag, we asked for all the graduates, or anyone who knew anyone that was graduating this year, to put it up on our What's in the Bag page. I hope everyone here has joined the What's in the Bag page. If you didn't, please join. I need y'all to share these videos and continue to comment also.
Right.
So anyway, Sheila, she said her goddaughter, I hope I don't mess up her name, is Alana. She graduated this year, class of 2022, Kennesaw State. She's going to Kennesaw State. So I
All
guess
right.
she's going, or the look at her, she looked like she's going instead of not just and she looks like she's going. I hope she's not graduating from it. Just says Kennesaw State. And then also Burnett Banks, she had 2 grandbabies, both of them has graduated.
Wow.
Oh, I can't believe
Congratulations.
it. Both of them this shit on the same day. One is Nana, they call her Nana, and the other one is Zamaya. Zamaya was actually going to Alabama State University.
Roll
Hey,
Tide.
go, Zamaya. She got a beautiful picture up there, so if y'all go in, y'all should be able to see it. Also, okay, hold on, I'm ready to get it. And then also we got Miss Grayson, Carolyn Grayson. She said Carleen Wright, that's Miss Winston Jackson's daughter. She's actually a doctor. Congratulations. And my sister Rhonda, she put my baby on here, Aaliyah. She is actually ready to go to middle school.
Oh, Aaliyah.
Congratulations. And then Yvonne, her grandbaby. I'm going to let you put hours on that.
Miss Alexa, she is headed to kindergarten. She graduated from her little pre-K program and already got her bags packed, so she don't need a summer break.
All right, girl. So I just wanted to do that. I really wanted to do that and give everybody a chance to, honor our graduates this year. Kat was saying, she said there's some more good content up here, and the sad part about it is
we're out of time.
Yeah,
we got to do a part 2. We definitely got to do a part 2. Once I got that already in one of the comments, said please, this need to be a part 2.
Part 2.
You ready to get back up here, because we need to get this back up here.
Yeah.
Be a part 2, and I am ready to talk about part 2. And I wish that I can answer all of these. Kathy, this is going to be online. You need to go back and see if there's any questions that need
and take it, and also post those to our website. Sorry, to our Facebook page. All of these links.
Yes, these folks, we want everything that's out here. We want to give, because we really need help.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
And I do. V, do you want me to go ahead and read some of the read this list?
You want to read some of them? I just want everybody to hear some of the shootings, because I
just really want to, I want you guys to take a moment and just listen to this. And everybody thinks that everything started with Columbine, and it really didn't. It started with Thurston High School. I pulled this list together from my cousin's page, and it shocked me. It really did. Thurston High School, Columbine High School, Heritage High School, Deeming Middle School, Fort Gibson Middle School, Buell Elementary School, Lake Worth Middle School, University of Arkansas, Junipero Sierra High School, Santana High School, Bishop Newman High School, Pacific Lutheran University, Granite Hills High School, Lew Wallace High School, Martin Luther King Jr. High School, Appalachian School of Law, Washington High School, Conception Abbey, Benjamin Tasker Middle School, University of Arizona, Lincoln High School, John McDonough High School, Red Lion Area Junior High School, Case Western Reserve University, Rocori High School, Ballou High School, Randallstown High School, Bowen High School, Red Lake Senior High School, Harlan Community Academy High School, Campbell County High School, Millwee Middle School, Roseburg High School, Pine Middle School, Essex Elementary School, DeQuesne University, Platte Canyon High School, Weston High School, West Nickel Mine School, Joplin Memorial Middle School, Henry Foss High School, Compton Centennial High School, Virginia Tech, Success Tech Academy, Miami Carroll City Senior High School, Hamilton High School, Louisiana Technical College, Mitchell High School, E.O. Green Junior High School, Northern Illinois University, Lakota Middle School, Knoxville Central High School, Willoughby South High School, Henry Ford High School, University of Central Arkansas, Dillard High School, Dunbar High School, Hampton University, Harvard College, LaRose Cutoff Middle School, International Studies Academy, Skyline College, Discovery Middle School, University of Alabama, DeKalb School, Deer Creek Middle School, Ohio State University, Mumford High School, University of Texas, Kelly Elementary School, Marionette High School, Aurora Central High School, Millard South High School, Martinsville West Middle School, Worthing High School, Millard South High School, Highlands Intermediate School, Cape Fear High School, Chardon High School, Episcopal School of Jacksonville, Oikis University, Hamilton High School, Perry Hall School, Norman Community High School, University of South Alabama, Banner Academy South, University of South Carolina, California, Sandy Hook Elementary, Apostolic Revival Center Christian School, Taft Union High School, Osborne High School, Stevens Institute of Business and Arts, Hazard Community and Technical College, Chicago State University, Lone Star North, Cesar Chavez High School, Price Middle School, University of Central Florida, New River Community College, Grambling State University, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Ossie Ware Mitchell Middle School, Ronald E. McNair Discovery Academy, North Panola High School, Carver High School, Agape Christian Academy, Sparks Middle School, North Carolina A&T State University, Stevenson High School, Brashear High School, West Orange High School, Apache High School, Edison High School, and the list goes on and on
And
and
on
on
and on and
and
on.
on and on.
Let me
There
say,
are more than 50 schools on this list, and this all started at um North Hurston, I believe that's what it was, the very first one,
yeah,
North Hurston, and goes all the way up to 2022. Um,
this is crazy. And we need to, awareness, put a voice on it. Like a
yeah,
lot of them said, let's go ahead on and we're going to make a part 2 on this one.
yeah.
Because I feel that this need to be. I've heard Georgia. I heard Georgia school
Three
that
schools,
I even heard school that one of my children went to. I'm just
three,
saying,
yeah,
you
three
don't know
schools I
what
read, five more schools, so total of like 8 or 9 schools in Georgia alone.
alone, alone. So I'm just saying, for where we at, this can happen anywhere.
Yes,
Yeah, and not just black, not just white, not just, this Texas was, they weren't black, they weren't white, so it can happen anywhere.
it's they were human.
They were human.
How about that?
They were human.
They were
They
human,
were human. It just
and
makes me sad.
yeah, we've got to go back to putting a value to human lives.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
I just thank y'all so much. We are, of course, we went over time. We always do. It's okay, as long as we stay in. I
As
just
long as we
want
stay in and somebody gets something out of it.
somebody to get out of it. If just one of y'all get something out of it, I'm just glad that you all come in and participating and that you keep on supporting us. I see good things in the near future for all of us, awareness, what's in our bags, being
Yeah.
able. And I thank you, Kathy.
Yes,
Again,
my pleasure.
always. You'll be back. Don't talk about my pleasure. You'll be back.
Yeah, you're gonna be back for part two.
My pleasure as well.
Yes, anybody. Listen, y'all remember us on Facebook. If you're not on Facebook right now watching, we are on What's in the Bag on Facebook. We talk about things. We kind of enjoy our week. We comment on things. We asking people to post and share some stuff what's in your bag. Also, we are on YouTube. That's what's in the bag 21. If you just one of them YouTubers and just like to look at stuff every Saturday morning, or of course it's the same. Someone on Facebook said, "Thank you, Kathy. They love you, girl. We
Welcome. I love you
appreciate you,
too.
girl." And of course, if you want to call in and leave me a message, you want to tell about what's in your bag, and you want to come on, just there's our 1706 number. I'm just grateful. I'm thankful. You know, I'm full. You know, this wasn't easy for me. If you're not there, I don't know what's wrong with you. I mean, maybe you just understand that this happens, but for me, it hurts me to know that these children was killed by a senseless young man who felt like he just wanted to take it all in his own hands, and I felt like we should talk about it.
Yeah.
And get y'all understand about the mental part, and you know, and understand more about just human nature and what we call normal.
Right.
And I just want to interject this, and I don't know if it's politically correct or not, and I really don't care. But again, these tragedies that happen, there's I see it as it's like a spectrum. There's the event, there's the media, then there's us, and then there's this, and then it stops, and then it happens, and it's the same cycle. Same sickening cycle. And we all and the sad thing, Marvina, is that some people do become desensitized because it always happens.
Yes, yes.
And so this is where I'm going to break off just a little bit. Not only do we need to protect our human rights, we need to vote. We need to vote in every election. Not just for the president, not just for the governor. You need to vote in every single election in every state. We need much prayer, but we need to participate in the politics, because the politics affect us, whether you want to believe it or not. The NRA, that organization that puts hands and guns in hands of millions, we need to vote. Okay,
we need to vote.
I'm assuming that you need to learn what are the what's coming up now. I know here in Virginia we got a vote coming up in June for the state assembly. You need to vote because they matter. They matter. Okay, so please, that's my high horse for today.
That's your highlight. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thanks for coming. Please, again, I'm asking you to just share this content. If you know there's anyone that needs some help, we put some things out here for you. Please just utilize them. That's what they're for. Yeah. For your awareness, for you. We love you. And Yvonne, you got something to say, girl?
I'm going to go ahead and put this list on our page so that you guys will be able to see it. But as always, stay blessed, be a blessing, and have a blessed day.
Love y'all. Thank y'all so much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Kathy.